Mrs. Medina, would you please take roll call?
Board Member Bertha Flores. Mr. Fuentes. Mr. Flores. Ms. Doreen Ojeda.
Present.
Mr. Ibarra.
Present.
Mrs. Haro. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This time, we're at item 1.2, renewal of the Pledge of Allegiance. It's my honor to recognize a special person who was a former boss of mine, who is now the superintendent of CRIROP. His name is Dr. Jason Engel. Welcome, Jason. And he will lead us in the flag salute.
Ask everyone to stand, please. Place your right hand in your heart. Ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have an interpreter, Cynthia Bueno, available for Spanish-speaking people needing assistance.
Thank you. Thank you, Board.
It's on.
It is. Thank you, Board President Doreen Ojeda. Muy buenas tardes a todos. Yo soy Cintia Bueno, soy recepcionista y traductora del distrito. Esta noche estaremos ofreciendo servicios de intérprete. Si alguien desea escuchar la reunión simultáneamente en español, puede encontrarme en la mesa trasera donde pueden adquirir los dispositivos para hacerlo. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you. Item 1.3, adoption of October 19th, 2023 agenda. I'll ask for a motion to adopt the agenda with the following amendments. Withdraw action item 7.18, approval of Think Together proposal to provide high dosage tutoring at the elementary level. Amend closed session item 11.1, personnel public employee appointment, discipline, dismissal, release, government code 54957. Addition of 2 certificated coaches, head varsity swim co-ed, head varsity tennis boys. Addition of 3 classified coaches, basketball assistant boys, cross-country assistant co-ed, head junior varsity soccer girls. Addition of 3 volunteer coaches, band co-ed, wrestling co-ed 2. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Oh, I'll second that.
I have a motion by Board Member Haro and a second by Board Member Fuentes to adopt the agenda as recommended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Any abstentions? So a motion by Board Member Haro and a second by Board Member Fuentes on a 6-0 vote, the board adopted the agenda as recommended. Item 2.1, Slover Mountain High School. Would Assistant Principal Farijo introduce the students, please?
Test. Good evening, Board President Doreen Ojeda, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. Please join me in welcoming 2 Slover amazing scholars, Kai Pacheco and Jasmine Benitez.
Hello, I'm Kai Pacheco. My pronouns are he, him. I am ASB president and I am a senior at Slover Mountain High School.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Benitez. My pronouns are she, her. I am an ASB representative and I am a junior at Slover Mountain High School.
So the things we got going on at Slover so far was first day of school year, sprinkling of happiness, a PBS kickoff and spirit weeks, bullying prevention, Saturday Academy, volleyball season, flag football season, ROP child development, and the CTEP event.
What's going on at Slover? We had a San Bernardino Valley College pop-up tent. We had our back to school night. We had mini quarter 1 celebration, award celebration. We had our blood drive #1. We also had Club Rush, and we also had a wellness and health center. And we also had Dr. Betters as a featured guest speaker.
So let's get started. On the first day of school, a sprinkling of kindness at the beginning of every mini quarter. School staff and like to come outside and cheer our students on to welcome them into the new year for every mini quarter and welcome them into the school like it's a red carpet. I know some students find it embarrassing, but it's actually kind of fun. And as for the PBIS kickoff, we did a bunch of activities with the students to help build a community amongst them. I actually participated in helping out one of the teachers who were doing an activity, and it was very fun to watch the students work together and attempt to do the tasks that they were assigned. And then back to school night, I went there, obviously, my photo is all over there. It was a very fun time. We had someone come out from San Bernardino Valley College to talk to the students who were thinking about going there and career paths that they were thinking about. Teachers got to meet parents. A lot of the teachers met my parents, including some of the board members here. And we also sold snow cones there and we had tacos, and it was just an all around really good night.
Academics, we had our mini quarter one award celebration where both Kai and I received principal's honor roll. It was really fun to get to see all our parents come down and support their kids. Some of us got to leave early, and I'm just thank you to Ms. Fryho for being able to give out all those awards. And I'm excited for our quarter two award celebration. We also had our San Bernardino Valley College pop-up tent where Abraham, a former Slover graduate, came to talk to us about all the options and all the career paths that they had available at Valley College for us.
And then we had our CTEP event where students who were in ROP Child Development got to share to the community and other high schools about what they were learning. And also just for the child development classes, some mornings they will go down to the preschool and read to the kids and have fun with them.
We had our social and emotional wellness. We had Dr. Betters as our featured guest speaker. During that, it was overall a great event. We had lots of people come down. We had Valley College, we had South Coast, also South Coast, and we also had we also had our local Teamsters here to support us. We got lots of goodies. We also got lots of knowledge. Overall, it was one of the best events that we've had so far.
And to continue our social and emotional wellness, we have Spirit Weeks to help build the community of the students and just let them have a little fun. And during these weeks, normally we would have lunchtime activities like bracelet making or face painting or just Jenga or little games outside. Along with that, we also had our Unity Day where we also did lunchtime activities and just brought everyone together and talking about how we need to be united as a community and as a school. And for sports, we had so far volleyball season and flag football season. I was actually on the volleyball team. We had a lot of fun. Our score was 7-4 and we got 5th place in the tournaments. I honestly think we could have done better, but it was a really great team. And I think that sports are very important because it actually makes students more engaged academically because they can't do the sport that they want to do if they're failing in classes. And I think it was a good way to build community amongst the players because when others were struggling, we would help each other out so they can keep playing. And I was not a part of flag football, but some of my friends are, and I think they're doing really well, and I wish them luck on their tournaments.
Get active, get involved. We had our Club Rush week where we had tables set outside during lunch, and we had all our ASB students get to pick a table and help walk around, introduce the clubs to the different students to see what club the students would find them fit best. We also had live music playing that day. Helping our community. So this was our blood rush. And it was hosted here. Actually, I did donate blood, almost passed out but I don't like needles. I'm not a big fan of needles. Did almost pass out, but it ended up being good. We had our ASB students help bring the students who gave blood back to their classrooms. Overall, it was a successful event. We had more pints of blood donated this year than last year. So overall, great event. And I would definitely give blood again just in the future.
And as for supports we have here at Slover, teachers offer tutoring in the mornings before classes to help students who are struggling. And we also have tutoring after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We also have a late bus, so students don't have to worry about transportation. And we have Saturday academies, and we like to have a Saturday academy at least 1 week before finals week.
Upcoming Slover Mountain High School events, we have San Bernardino Valley College Application Workshop. We have our MAPS testing coming up. We also have our mini Q2 award celebration. We have our PBIS gold celebration because we got silver and bronze the last 2 years, and we have gold this time. So good job for us. Oh. And then we also have our softball and basketball season coming up.
Now, last thing we want to talk about is at the beginning of the school year, our former principal, Ms. Hampton, left us and got a new job, and we're happy for her, but we miss you a lot. We did a surprise event for her to just say farewell and good luck on her new job. We had food and we talked and we did speeches. I cried, she cried, I think almost everyone cried. But I just want to say that I'm really glad you're here today because I really missed you.
We both miss you. Both miss you very much. I put together a presentation, well, a slideshow from all the staff and all the teachers, just basically giving their farewells and their speeches to Miss Hampton. Played it during her surprise party. We all cried. The staff also donated a personal Slover Mountain High School t-shirt with her name on it. And overall, it was a good event. We had a lot of ASB students there saying their farewells. And proud of you, big girl job, big money. So we miss you lots. Make sure to visit us. So yeah.
So if you want to see more of what's going on at Slover, you can follow us on our socials. We have an Instagram, a Facebook, and a Twitter, and soon to be TikTok, I guess.
And that completes our presentation.
You can't spell Slover without love.
Yeah.
Wow, you have everyone in this room smiling, probably a few tears too, but it looks like the whole package, everything. You're learning and you're having fun and just, you can see it all over your kids and it's great. I want you to know that I can't believe you are so calm when it comes to speaking in public. You did an amazing job in your presentation. Good for you. Keep up the good work. I know we have board members who'd like to say something, so who'd like to start? Mrs. Harrell.
First of all, I want to thank you for your presentation. You did a wonderful job. And I always mention to our students who come up to speak to us that one of the number one fears that people have is speaking in public. And you two don't have any fear. I mean, it's a great tool to have in that back pocket because you never know when you're going to need those skills. So I want to thank you for always coming and bringing us the latest and greatest that's happening at Slover. And it just amazes me the different things that are happening there. We had, some of us were at the back to school night. It was great. A lot of the events that you have, we're just so proud of everything that's happening there. Thank you, Ms. Hampton, for starting that wonderful tradition of you can't spell Slover without love, because that is perfect. That is the perfect way to describe this school. It's full of so much love. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrell. Mr. Fuentes.
Kai and Jasmine, great job. Great job presenting. I love the humor. I love all the activities that are going on. Like Ms. Harrell said, I'm going to ditto what she said. You know, it's not easy standing up on a podium and expressing and sharing and all of that. You guys did an awesome, awesome job. Thank you, and continue to do what you're doing. I know, Kai, you'll be graduating this year, and congratulations to you. I've met Kai at one of the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools event that he had with the, I forgot what it's called, but I know I met her there. I met Kai there, and it was an amazing experience to see how the expression and everything that Kai did. And Jasmine, you're doing a great job. So again, congratulations to you. Ms. Hampton, we miss you. We miss you, but you're, like they said, and I won't say it again, but you know, they'll say it. Good, good. It's a good thing. So God bless you. And again, you can't spell Slover without love. And every time I go there to Slover, I can feel that. I could feel the love. I could feel the commitment from the teachers there. I could feel that they are there for their students. And I'm not saying that's not in the other schools, but every time I step into the school, I feel that. And that to me, it just means a lot when you can feel it. Even around the school, as I'm parking, I know I'm walking into something amazing. And it gets my little hairs up and everything in a good way. So I love it. Thank you once again. I love the picture, Kai. The picture where you're presenting yourself there, because I'm there and Miss Harrell's there too. So thank you. Have a great one. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Mrs. Flores?
Yes, I just want to say thank you and congratulations on this presentation. Having Dr. Betters attend your conference, your wellness celebration is a huge honor. I know I've heard her speak, and you can't help but feel empowered after you hear her speak. So I'm sure you got a lot out of it too. Do you want to share anything about that presentation that you'd like? I mean, the impact that she had in your life?
Actually, I really loved the presentation. It just seemed so real. Like normally, like when you see like public speakers, sometimes it kind of feels like they're disconnected from what they're actually talking about. But the presentation was amazing. It fit like the time period and like actually like making the kids feel engaged and want to listen and made it feel real and like this is something that we should actually pay attention to. When I've seen presentations where kids are not really paying attention, they don't really care about what they're speaking about. They're just here because they get out of class. But I really loved that presentation, and it was really great, and it made like a lot of people that I know like actually think about the things that they want to do.
Thank you, Mrs. Flores. Mr. Ibarra?
Kai and Jasmine, I want to offer my congratulations on your report. Excellent. Very well done. Both of you have been part of a culture there at Slover that has been growing and improving year by year. You're bringing in more and more activities. You're engaging more and more students, to the point where students want to go to Slover, want to graduate from Slover, and want to be part of Slover, which is great. It's a great thing. I've seen Slover grow over the last 20 years plus. And where it is now, I just commend not only the student body, the representatives, the employees, the staff, the principal, the administration for such a wonderful job, where Slover is one of the best continuation high schools, just high school, in the state of California. And it's shown, and we've received awards because of you and what you've accomplished. So as you move on with your future and your goals, remember, always take what you've learned. I've always said that experiences define who we are. All these experiences that you've accumulated here, the hardships, the fun, the excitement, the accomplishments, take with you, because those are the things that are going to help you move on with your lives and do really, really well with your lives. So remember that. And when you think about one day, 10 years from now, when you're having your career and you're doing wonderful, think about who are the people that help you get there. And it's good to know who those people are. And if you get an opportunity, go back and thank them. Because one of the perks that a teacher loves to get is to see our students do well with their lives. And each one of you and everyone there at Slover, we cheer for you guys to do well. And I can't say enough about Ms. Hampton, what she's created there. And I know she had help with staff, but it's been amazing. And you're the product of that, both of you. So remember, always remember where you came from, because when you get to where you're going, you could look back and say, this is where I started. And that's going to mean a whole lot to you, believe me. Thank you very much. Did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. I like that. There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. Any other comments? Okay, just one from me. Mrs. Hampton, thank you so much for being here. This really shows how much of a commitment you've had with our kids and how much it meant to them for you to be here and your staff members. It takes a lot of love to have people show up at meetings at night like this, especially when they don't work here anymore. And that's the whole feeling tone you have throughout with Slover, because the commitment is there to everybody, and we just really appreciate and recognize that and say thank you. You've done so wonderful things. You've given these kids a much brighter future, all of you. So thank you. Thanks, guys. You did a good job. Come on up and shake our hands. We'll move on to item 3.1, employee recognition. Director Eric Enciso, would you please do
Absolutely.
the presentations? Thank you.
Good evening, Board President Thorin Ojeda, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. I am very excited to stand before you today to be presenting our employee recognition for the month of September to Victor Jimenez, our Nutrition Services Manager. Victor, if you could join me, please. So I just wanted to acknowledge all the people that are here. If you're here specifically to see Victor receive this, can you please stand and wave? He has an awesome following. So I am also Victor's previous director, and so I get the honor of also reading the speech tonight. So today I am casting a wide net to spotlight Victor Jimenez, our exemplary nutrition services manager. Victor is not just a manager, he is a leader who has mastered the art of catch and release, catching opportunities and releasing potential. Victor likes fishing. He always finds time to coach aspiring leaders on his team and is known for his impromptu team meetings to share a new concept of why we do what we do. Victor has revamped our operations with the precision of an expert angler, knowing exactly when to reel in an idea and when to let it swim. His knack for efficiency and system improvements has led to an ocean of improvements in our services. All fishing puns aside, Victor is a great leader. His deep understanding of food service systems allow him to identify inefficiencies and replace them with solutions. Victor doesn't just think outside the box, he redesigns the box, then shares the redesigned box with anyone who will listen. Beyond his technical skill, what truly sets Victor apart is his passion for the well-being of everyone he serves, our students and his team members. He understands that nutrition is not just about food, it's about nurturing the body and the mind through customer service and experience. What I admire most about Victor Jimenez is his greatest professional fear, and that fear is becoming the "that's not my job" guy. He is a person that sets a tone for a culture where everyone is accountable, where the mission transcends the job description, and it is this ethos that makes him not just a manager, but a leader. In conclusion, Victor Jimenez is not just a big fish in a small pond. He's like that wave character in Moana that returns the heart to Tafiti. He's there to help others just enough on their journey to excellence. So Victor, thank you for all that you do.
Oh, yeah. Can I have my wife and my son Noah come up here, please? My wife Kathy, my son Noah. So I see a lot of familiar faces here. I see a lot of great leaders here. I think when the thing that I truly believe in my heart is that we are here to serve and feed the kids, period. So when I share with my team, love them, feed them, support them, paperwork will come later, all the other stuff will come later, but our job in nutrition services, love, support, and feed those kids. So thank you to my team for being here. Thank you for all the familiar faces here. I am vocal. Dr. Miranda, he knows I speak from the truth. Mr. Ibarra, that just everyone really up there has, at one time I've spoken to, and I hope I've come across in a professional manner, but no, my heart is in the right place, and it's to serve here. I love working for CJUSD. I love my department, and thank you for tonight. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Victor Jimenez.
Our next item will be item 3.2, introduction of new management. Director Cervantes and Enciso will come to the podium, please.
Good evening, Board President Thoring Ojeda, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. Human Resources Division is super excited to welcome some of our new managers to our CJUSD family. And so our first person that I would like to introduce is for Assistant Principal of Bloomington High School, Seema Singhal. And I just want to share a couple of facts. So Seema, if you would come up here. Come on over. She's shy. So some fun facts about Seema. She has educational experiences in two different countries. One is in India and one is in the US. She served as an assistant principal at the Air Force School in India, science department chair at the Air Force School and Duarte High School. She has a master's in educational administration, and she's worked with more than 20 administrators, principals, and district administrators while she's served working towards her degree. She's been part of several meetings and workshops, including WASC and BITSA and CHAOS. And there's some fun facts about her. Her birthday was just 3 days ago, so happy birthday. Throughout her life in education, she's been a student, educator, parent, and a leader. And some of the things that she would like to share is that she believes in discipline through love and not love through discipline. She never knew about Colton before until she met a representative of Colton at a job fair. So she knew about Colton way before she saw that posting for AP. And one more thing, she has a son, second year in college. What's the college of that, Seema? UCLA. UCLA. So that, and one more thing about you is that she really loves Santa Claus, and she believes, so she loves to not celebrate Christmas once a year. She celebrates it every day. So let's welcome Seema.
So, first of all, good evening. the board president, Mrs. Thoring Ojeda, all the respectable board members, revered Dr. Miranda, and all the members of the audience who were here. Today is truly one of the most joyous days of my life and is indeed a historic event for me. She has already introduced myself and my educational background, so I'm not going to repeat that over. But I want to share my passion about students, and I have lived all my life as a parent, as a teacher, as an administrator, and as a meaning every moment of my life has been in education. I cannot even think about living my life without education. So in today's time, um, to be successful in the 21st century, every child is living a challenging time and trying to develop a sense of identity and autonomy. So it is very crucial on our parts to provide them the right nurture, support, and guide them in the right direction. And this is where I come. I don't have time to share my stories, but this is where I come, where I'm a strong proponent of discipline through love and not the other way around. That is love through discipline, which is most of the time that we were born and brought up with that, but today's time is something else. And that's why my mission is to empower our students to be the best of the best in every way so that they can fully blossom and manifest the fragrance of success, productivity, resilience, and exuberance and happiness in their life. This opportunity that everybody here has placed on my shoulders is a lot for me, and I hope to be an inspiration and a role model to all the students and all the faculty members by setting the right example of enthusiasm, dedication, and hard work. And I will do my best to live up to the trust that you have reposed in me and fulfill your expectations. In conclusion, I want to thank the president, board members, and Dr. Miranda here for inviting me to speak. Also, I want to thank each and everyone here for taking time out of your busy schedule and listening to me. Thank you all for sharing these unforgettable moments of my life. And I want to end my speech by saying that let's remember that we are one team, striving to do the very best for our children, and together we can continue the great tradition of student first and always at CJUSD. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. So today I have my mom over here, in green right there. She has been always with me, even after I got married. She has always with me every single part of my life. So she means a lot to me. And then I'm very happy to introduce my other mom over there, who has been always a strong pillar for me whenever I am in stress or something. She has always stood with me because she's my mom from my church, and I belong to Science Center. And this is another reason for me to be here. Of course, I never knew about Colton. I met one of the beautiful African lady, tall. I have to find her where she is. And because of her, I am here. But I was very much looking to come towards Riverside because my church got open in Riverside at Mitchell, and she is my mom from there.
We'd like you to come up and shake her hand, please.
And one more round of applause to welcome Seema Singhal, new BHS AP.
Hello, everyone. I am here to introduce our Fiscal Services Manager for Payroll, Ms. Julia Esparza. So Ms. Julia, if you could come up. So Julia is coming to our team with 18 and a half years experience at the county level with SBCSS. She started with them in 2005 in this field. So we're very excited to have her on the team to share that experience with us. Fun facts about her is she was born and raised in San Bernardino. She is the oldest of 9 siblings. Second oldest of 9 siblings. I'm sorry, I meant to say the most experienced. She obviously plays family as a central role in her life, and she has 4 children. Yes. 4 children, and she's also very proud to be raising her nephew, her 5-year-old nephew, right? That's awesome. She's very excited to join our team, and I would like to welcome Julia Esparza.
Good evening, Board President Doreen Ojeda, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. First and foremost, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude for the trust that you placed in me by appointing me as the Fiscal Services Manager for Colton Joint Unified School District. Accepting this position is truly an honor. When I reflect upon the district, I recall fond memories of my younger siblings attending Cooley Ranch Elementary and also Colton High School. I reminisce of when my sons participated in the youth sports for the various Yellow Jackets football teams. This role isn't just a job for me, it's an opportunity and a responsibility to give back to a community that has given my family so much. And I'm grateful for the chance to serve both the community and the bright students of Colton. I promise to approach this role with dedication and integrity and with the same community spirit that has been given or shown to my family throughout the years. I'm looking forward to the journey ahead and just thank you so much for your time. Today, I have with me a small group from my large family, but they play a major role. I have my husband, my 3 sons, my daughter, their ages ranging from 9 to 16, my 5-year-old nephew. I have my mother and 3 of my amazing sisters, and and some of my nephews that I'm not raising. So, and I'm just excited that they were able to share this moment with me. Thank you all so much.
One more round of applause for Julia Esparza.
I know. We're now moving into 4.0 public hearing. We'll begin with item 4.1, Colton School Employees Association CSEA Sunshine Proposal for Colton Joint Unified School District. The public hearing is now open. Are there any public comments related to this public hearing? Hearing none, public hearing is closed. Item 4.2, Colton Joint Unified School District Sunshine for Colton School Employees Association, CSEA. Public hearing is open. Director Enciso, would you please present the sunshine articles?
Good evening, Board President Thoreen Ojeda, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. For the 23-24 school year, CSEA, the district would like to open up negotiations with CSEA on the following articles. Article 6, compensation. Article 8, health and welfare benefits. Article 9, hours. And Article 13, vacations. This list is not exhaustive, and the district reserves the right to make additional proposals and negotiations as negotiations progress. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed. It appears we have no public comments, so we'll move on to 6.0, administrative presentations. We'll have 6.1, Colton Joint Unified School District Career Technical Education from the Educational Services Division. Dr. Peterson, would you please introduce the staff to present?
Yes, thank you, Board. I'd like to introduce our Data Assessment and Career Technical Education Coordinator, Paul Lucero, to make the presentation tonight.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Wow, I'm a little nervous. So I'm here to give you an update about career technical education in Colton Joint Unified School District. The first slide there at the bottom has our vision. It's really tiny and it's really long, so I'll summarize it for you. We are here in CTE to bring the best possible work-based learning career experience program that we can to all of our students in Colton Joint Unified School District. So we'll go on to the next slide there. First off, I'd like to introduce the district office CTE team. Obviously, CTE is not just for people. We have a massive program in our school district with a lot of individuals at the district office. Myself, the coordinator of CTE. We also have our curriculum program specialist, Ken Soldman. He's back there in the back, way over there. Ken does everything curriculum, out in the classrooms with the students, supporting our teachers with resources, all kinds of things in that way. We have our work-based learning technicians. There are 2 of those positions. We finally filled both of them this school year, which is amazing. The first on the list is Doris Hernandez. She's back there as well. And the second is Avelia Terriquez. She's back there too. These 2 ladies are absolutely paramount to our programs. They not only work with our work permits and getting students out into the community for real world career technical experience. They also are community partners. They go in and make sure that our community feels connected to the program in our school district. And they do a fantastic job of it and have absolutely no fear of going out and seeing every community member and business out there. So a bunch of this presentation that you're going to see tonight and the programs that are a part of our school district are attributed to those 3 people, and then obviously the rest of the team as well. Next slide, please. So a lot of what I get when I go out and hear from folks is, what is CTE? So I just wanted to briefly explain what career technical education is. And it's kind of best explained through our logo there. So career technical education is an umbrella or something that surrounds 15 industry sectors in the state of California that are recognized by the state for those industry sectors that are out there in the world in employable skills. In our school district, we have 14 of those industry sectors covered within our 30 programs. We have 31 teachers in the program, and we have 9 linked learning pathways. Linked learning pathways are those career pathways that are linked to the core classes that students have during their school day. So pretty amazing program there. And then if you look at the bottom of our district logo. We also have the CRYROP logo, and I would be remiss not to mention CRYROP. CRYROP is a school district that partners with us to bring many of these career technical education programs to our school district. Without their partnership, we wouldn't be able to bring all these programs that we have in our school district together, just because of the sheer cost and the sheer amount of manpower that we need to make this happen. So amazing program to help us bring all these great things to our students. And we have two members of CRYROP here tonight. First, I'll introduce the superintendent of CRYROP, which is Dr. Engel over there. He has some amazing socks on tonight. If you can't see him, it's the Tapatio guy. So just calling that out now. And if you didn't know, you got to check out a Tapatio bottle because the guy has blue eyes. That tripped me out a long time ago when I figured that out. And then we have director of, educational service, curriculum. I can't remember. It's program manager. Sorry. I see her as a director in my mind. Yeah, never mind. We'll do that. But Elena Hernandez right there next to Dr. Engel. She partners with me all the time, going out to classrooms, making sure the resources are there for our students. So quite a large program brought to you by a partnership with that school district as well. And it's a partnership that's been going well for the past year that I've been in this position. And I'm sure years before that as well. Just a brief overview of some statistics for you in our school district. We have about 2,800 students who are in our high schools who are in a CTE program. And that's over 50% of our students in our high schools that are enrolled in a CTE course throughout those schools. Next slide, please. I also get this question quite a bit. What does it mean to be a pathway completer? So I put just a couple bullet points up there so that you would have an understanding of that just quickly. There are two courses that a student needs to take to be a pathway completer, a concentrator course and a capstone course. Those must be taken in sequence. They can't be taken as a capstone and then a concentrator. It needs to be concentrator and then capstone. And you must pass the capstone with a C- or better to be considered a completer in a pathway. In 2022, 2023, our completion data is up there on the screen as well. 366 completers last year. 216 of those completers were seniors in our school district. Next slide, please. Oh, wait, sorry. Don't go just yet. So I've talked a lot about the CTE programs. One of the things that I like to put out there and make sure that everybody knows is I'm just a coordinator of these things. The students and the staff are those that make these programs amazing, and they can speak to it much better than I can. So I do have a video. It's a brief video. It's 3 minutes. Hopefully it highlights the programs that I've been talking about. We have 3 programs that we highlighted that did some amazing things in 2023. And we made a video for those programs to show at our CTIP event last week. And I just wanted to bring that video to you now because it has some of the student voice and the teacher voice that I think is so important to show what these programs offer. So next slide.
Out of all the classes I've taken throughout high school, the engineering classes have been what really helped me the most and have really set the basic foundation for what I want to do in the future.
What separates the engineering program at Grand Terrace High School is that program is a Project Lead the Way distinguished school. The students in the program are creating at a very high level. Because they're creating at that high level, they're better prepared for college so that they can go create in the real world.
If career technical education wasn't involved with our school, I'd probably want to transfer to a school that does have those pathways. I think pathways are really important to have in our schools.
It really helps students learn what it would be like to follow the specific careers, and it provides them with a lot of resources that they wouldn't get otherwise. In your basic core classes, you don't learn how to do all these things. You don't learn how to work with certain machineries, and it kind of helps us know what we want to do in the future.
The HEAL pathway is a pathway that gets students ready for a career in the medical field in any capacity.
The HEAL pathway has prepared me in a career for sports medicine by giving me hands-on experience with injuries and special tests that you can do on patients.
The amazing part about our HEAL pathway at Colton High School is that it is a silver certified linked learning program. The students have all of their core classes linked with their career classes. So they're linked together to make sure that they have a rigorous coursework that prepares them for both college and career readiness.
You have a community with you. You have friends that are with you in every class that help you get along with it. So it's just great.
There's a lot of opportunities that you can do, like the CNA program that I joined.
was from the HEAL pathway. Now I'm going to become a certified nurse assistant by the end of January.
You can join anything and they'll teach you about it. It doesn't have to be up in there. You don't have to go and get your PhD. You can just create some kind of training and you can do it.
Virtual Enterprise is a career pathway we offer at Bloomington High School that allows students to virtually build businesses. This program has a lot to offer when we think about our college and career readiness for our students.
This class motivated me by bringing me into reality and showing that not everything's going to come easy, so it pushes you to work harder.
When they leave here, they're going to take those 4 big components of the basic business and figure out how to go out in the real world and start their own business.
Our Virtual Enterprise class last year took 4th in the nation, which meant they went out to all of the United States of America and competed and were found to be 4th best in our country, which is awesome.
From the first time I get virtual enterprise students, they're shy, they're reserved, they don't know how to speak in front of a group of people. By the end of the year, they're presenting in the front of the room. The confidence is how I see them transform.
Over my time in the business pathway, I've seen myself grow with my presentation skills, my speaking skills, communicating with other people, and just learning to build connections. I feel that it made my high school experience so much better.
This is a completely academic class that sets them up for the real world. This is true career technical education.
Thank you. So as you can see, amazing things going on in the school districts. That's just 3 of the 30 programs. And I know there are good things happening in all of those programs. You heard a lot about community. You heard a lot about real world reality in there and that career technical education skills. That's what we're striving to bring to every student in our CTE pathways. Just as an overview of the pathways that we have at each of our high schools, here we have BHS. They have 8 pathways. You can see the list there of them. The business entrepreneurship pathway is the pathway that you saw there at the end of the video. We also have a mental and behavioral health pathway, public safety, marketing, animation, vet assistant, engineering, technology, and system diagnostic service and repair, also known as auto shop. And there are pictures there on the right-hand side of the slide. You can see at the top there, that's our public safety or forensics class. We also have in the center our vet assistant class there. Some of our teachers' pets come in, some pets from the neighborhood come in. It's really cool to go in there. We love visiting that classroom. And then at the bottom, you see our auto shop working there. So good things happening there. Next slide. These are the offerings at Colton High School. There are 9 pathways there, so just 1 more than BHS. Product Innovation and Design, also known as our STEAM course. And in the center picture on that slide, you can see the solar boat project that we did last year. Came in 6th place out of 12th, first year running, and we want 1st place this year. Mr. Huron's all over that. And we have a container for the boat now to charge the batteries, keep everything safe. It's going to go really well. The city of Colton actually wants to wrap the container, which I think is really cool. So we're excited about that. It's right next to the TOPS building if you go there. We also have patient care there. That was part of the HEAL pathway you saw in the middle of the video. Welding technology, global information systems or GIS. Those, if you haven't heard of GIS, just go to Google Maps. That's the software technology that's used there. Public and community health, systems, diagnostic service and repair, again, auto shop, information support services, food service and hospitality. That's our CHAMPS pathway. We're building that amazing building for. And then graphics communication as well. Mr. Wer's lab, his print shop lab is second to none, I don't think, in our world, that's for sure. Next slide, please. GTHS has 7 offerings on their campus. We have our graphic design pathway, which has been doing some really cool stuff. There's a video coming out soon for you to see of students doing some screen printing, which was a lot of fun. Mr. Solman got to see all of that go down. Our EMR program, Emergency Medical Responder Program, and our Clinical Medical Assistance Program are great, and we're growing them through a grant through Kaiser. I'll explain that in a minute. Engineering design, engineering technology, those 2 are a part of the first part of the video that you saw with the engineering student who said he would transfer to a school if they didn't have that there. Those are powerful words from a student, right? And then information support and services and financial services are also there. And then you can see some pictures on that slide. The top 2 are from, in the middle is our graphic design and the top is our arts pathway. And then at the bottom there, our clinical medical assistant, where you can go get vaccines if you're brave, right? You can take shots. I'm scared of needles as well. I was definitely in there with the Slover Mountain student that talked about passing out when she saw herself giving blood. Next slide, please. We also have two pathways at Slover. Can't spell Slover without love, right? We have our informational support services pathway. That's the center picture there. Those students get certified in Microsoft Office, which is a skill necessary for a lot of jobs in this community that the employers want to see. And then we have our careers in child development. You can see those two pictures at the top and the bottom of the slide where our students go out and read to the preschool students, which are right behind this building. And they also have a couple really cool raised gardens that they're building at the preschool and over here in the center of campus. This used to be Bloomington Middle School. I used to teach here when it was Bloomington Middle School, and that area had never been really, well, nothing's done with it really. It just sits in the center of campus, and it's amazing to see it being used now. So really cool stuff happening at Slover as well. Next slide, please. We have our middle schools need to connect with our high schools, right? We need to make that connection so that we retain students in our school district and they can see these pathways in front of them. We have 5 Paxton Patterson labs that are designed exactly for that. 4 of them are at our comprehensive middle schools, and then we have 1 at Washington High School. These labs are aligned with the high school feeders. So if you are at Colton Middle School, you have a small engines component to that course because there's auto shop at Colton High School and so forth. So really great labs. They're done in modules. You can see that kind of in the center picture there if you can look at that tiny picture. But these modules are set up with a lot of different instructional resources for the students to get into. They spend about a couple weeks on each module and move on to another. It's really exploratory. It helps the students figure out what their interests are, where they lie. And so hopefully they can head on up to the high schools and explore that interest further in a focused way at the high school. Next slide, please. Our Paxton Patterson labs were visited by Nagoya, Japan earlier this year. I know that Dr. Miranda brought that presentation to you, but I would like to highlight that again because it just shows how great the things that are happening in our school district are known out there. So Nagoya, Japan, the sister city of Los Angeles, came out, and what they were really hunting and looking for is how to bring choice to the students that they served over in Japan. And obviously that choice and exploration was highlighted in our career exploration lab at Joe Baca Middle School by Ms. Burns, one of our amazing teachers for those pathways. So really cool program. You see all the pictures there with the kids interacting with our guests and our own district folks. I can't highlight enough how much these students and teachers do amazing work every day in these programs. Next slide, please. For our future, we have a couple things coming up. One, we need some internal internships. One of the things that we've been struggling with is getting students on the job training who are not 18 years of age. That's tough because labor laws tend to be restrictive. There's a lot of legalities that need to be made, risk and benefits and all those things, right? So what we need to do is leverage our own internal internship program, right? We have a lot of departments in our school district where students are in pathways that relate to those internal departments. And we have partnered with Tomorrow's Talent and a third-party entity who's going to come in, and they have some success with starting these in other school districts, and we're hoping to get this off the ground and running again. It has happened in the past. Generation Go kind of went by the wayside. It was in San Bernardino, and COVID was kind of the nail in coffin for the end of that program. And I think that right now the harvest is ready, right? We're ready to bring those programs back, and Tomorrow's Talent is going to help us with that. And then we also have a partnership with Kaiser Permanente. As I said earlier, our GTHS healthcare programs. HEAL does an amazing job at Colton High School. Sorry, switching gears in my brain real fast, but HEAL does a great job partnering with the California University of Science and Medicine. They're already connected with them. They have a good path there. However, on the GT side of town, we have those 2 pathways that need assistance with connecting students in the real world. And Kaiser Permanente, we wrote a grant. They met that grant, and the grant is specifically to meet our 8th grade students at Terrace Hills Middle School and help them understand what healthcare careers look like, and partner those students with some of the mentors at our high schools so that those students know where they're heading at Grand Terrace High School and what's offered to them. Everywhere I go, I have some health concerns, so I go to the doctor fairly often, and every doctor I've talked to after I've been in this position and I explain what pathways we have in our school district, they're like, man, I wish I would have had that opportunity when I was in school. And I think that just getting the students to recognize those opportunities is what we need, and Kaiser is on board board ready to help us with that. So 8th grade to 9th grade transition will hopefully be a pinpoint of that grant program. And we do have a field trip coming up to Cal State University San Bernardino to see their nursing education facility there with those students. So that's coming up. Next slide, please. Taking a little longer, sorry. Our CTEP event, I just want to talk about that briefly. Many of you showed up to that. We had that last Thursday night on October 12th. It was a great success. Does this thing work? Sorry, am I supposed to be doing, oh, yeah, it's my bad. Yeah. Hey, everybody, how's it going? This works. So CTEP happened last Thursday, and it was an overwhelming success. We had 60 community partners show up this year. I can't stress enough about that connection with those businesses and having students see those businesses there looking for them, right? Looking for what skills they offer the real world. It was really good to see that. It was also good to see those businesses network together to the point where the Snap-on dealer was talking to the CHP like, hey, is my California tag up to date on the truck, you know, to see both ways. It got out of that, and it was just good to see them doing that networking as well, right? So the businesses could network with themselves, they can network with our students. And obviously at the end of that meeting, we had a business meeting where we had input given to us by those businesses, by the students, and also by the teachers. So a lot of really good things happened that night, a lot of stuff that I know I need to grow with as a leader, and we can grow with as a program. So there you have it, a CTEP event, hoping to continue that tradition year over year, making sure we not only comply with the grants that we get to bring CTE to our school district, but that we also move forward with what our offerings are within our school district as well. And our last slide here is just to contact us. That is a direct line to Doris. She kind of takes all the phone calls in the office because she knows where to direct everything and make those things happen. And then we are CJUSD CTE on everything social media, and Avelia is making sure that our story is being told on there, as well as Katie Orloff and Eric Perez. They've been just dynamic at getting those videos together and all of the visuals that we have. Obviously, we need to tell that story to everybody out there because these are amazing things that are going on. I use the word awesome all the time when I'm talking about these programs, and it's because truly I am in awe of the things that these students and teachers are doing. If you didn't remember, in the past, I've been a huge proponent of AVID, and I was a bit of a CTE, like, I don't want to say CTE hater, I didn't hate it, but we would butt heads a lot because I just felt like, you know, college readiness is it. Right, it is it, and it's really about college and career readiness. That was a part of Joe Baca Jr.'s college and career day the other day, and I just want to stress that these programs are bringing both of those to the table. And if you follow us on any of those things, you'll see that happening in amazing ways with all of those amazing people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful presentation. It makes us so proud to see the opportunities that we're presenting to our students. Years ago, these things never would have happened in the schools, and so I'm very proud to be part of Colton when we're making a future for all of our kids. I know we have people who'd like comments, so we'll start with Mrs. Flores.
Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. Yeah, first of all, Paul, you say you give credit to the teachers and the students. Well, I give credit to you. About a year ago or so,
Yep.
you stepped into this position, and I had no doubt that you were going to do great things, and you have not disappointed us. And I'm just really, really proud of you, excited for what you have done. And, you know, you're right, you don't do it alone. Ken, where's Ken? Where? There he is. Also, you're awesome. I love your enthusiasm. I've known both of you for years and years, and I think you're the people that we need in these places. And Doris and Evalia, I don't know you, but I'm sure going to meet you. The reason that I feel so passionate about what, about this presentation is because I went to this, this event last week, and you see the students walking around with a purpose. They're proud. Some of them put on their white coat and they carry themselves different. And some of them might know who they want to be or what they want to be now. I myself, when I think I've always wanted to be a teacher. I'm the oldest of 7, so my siblings had no choice but to sit with me, and I would just play school with them. So I just took advantage of them that way. And some kids do know what they want to be now. They have that passion, medical field, or the police officers, or culinary, whatever it is. Some of them don't, and it's okay. It's okay if they don't know yet what they want to be. Pathways gives them a glimpse of different things, different careers that they want to go into, and you help them find their passion. So I think that's very, very important. I didn't know, but Slover has this child development program. But can you tell us a little bit about the connection with the children that are right next to?
Sure, yeah. Actually, it was about a year ago that Tiffany, I had a conversation about that because we came up, and Elena was here as well, right? And we were here visiting the classroom. If you haven't visited the child development classroom, it's a really cool classroom. Teacher does amazing things in there with the ambiance of the room, and it has like a garden that's there for the development portion. And we were just looking down there, and I remember teaching here, and some of our 8th graders we would take down to read to the preschool students because, reading buddies in essence, and they loved it. And so we pitched the idea and then started down there asking who can we talk to get the child development students down there just to start reading, right? And that happened through last year at the end, and we're continuing it this year. Another thing that I wanted to mention about Slover's program, which is super cool, there was just a bill passed. These students here, if we can get our stuff together and make it happen fast enough, these students can certify with CCTC, and they can get a CDA, which is a Child Development Assistant credential. It's a real credential with CCTC by the time they graduate from this class. So, and going down to that preschool would obviously help with all of that real world knowledge. And instead of just reading, getting into the curriculum a little farther in, right? And then further in, maybe even helping with some groupings and things like that. So that program is ready to take off and do great things, and obviously going to be something that both CRIROP and we want to make happen for them. So.
Well, thank you. And the last thing is the middle school connection, so important also, so that I'm excited to see that. And are any parent workshops available or any parent information meetings available to parents so that they know what's out there for their children?
So currently, great question. There are a couple things that we've been kicking around trying to figure out. The answer to that is no at the moment. We haven't done any parent workshops. We just haven't. I've been trying to figure out a way to push in, because I know we do, just as a teacher, right? I knew we did some of those workshops with parents about like what drugs are out there, or what county opportunities are there, or those types of things. I think it would be really good if we could push into one of those nights at each of the campuses and let them know. What's key to the 8th grade to 9th grade transition is, remember, late January, early February is when we get the kids to start registering, right? So we need to get in sooner than that so that everybody knows what's happening and everybody has their eyes wide open as to what's offered to them. We also have CRIROP just filled the career readiness specialist positions, CRSs, at each of the high schools. We were thinking of just having one for the whole school district, and then they came in and did a great job of filling those positions. And those positions have, at least from what I saw at the board meeting in their job description, need to create events for that, specifically for 8th graders going to 9th grade and letting the students know what's happening. And obviously our work-based learning techs want to get in there. If I haven't said this, we stole both of them from Bloomington High School. Sorry about the Ebony's over there. And if Yvette was here, I'd apologize. But that was strategic in my mind. We have seen a lot of our Rutho and JBMS kids head off to different districts. And we want to make sure that Bloomington High School is highlighted, and it's a place that you need to be. My heart is in the whole district, but I spent the last 20 years at Bloomington Middle and Jobaca, so I wanted to make sure that we were there. And Avelia is actually a parent in the school district as well, so we get a lot of good feedback from her about, hey, parents want to know this stuff, right? How are we going to get these things out there? So hopefully we can push it. Sorry, that's a really long answer to your
That's
question.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. And as far as parent workshop or parent information, in my opinion, DLAC would be a really great place to start.
Yep, I've been heading off to DPAC and DLAC both, so thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Flores. I believe Mr. Ibarra.
Thank you, Joanne. Paul, just want to say thank you. Excellent presentation, but more than that, putting the CTEP program the other day together, got an opportunity to see and talk to a lot of the vendors, and the excitement, the participation, and the students were amazing. They were able to answer questions, share what they did and what they've learned. And many of them had aspirations to continue moving forward within the individual careers that they were speaking about. So that's what we want. That's what needs to happen. I think that in any district, but particularly ours here in Colton, we need to give all our students the opportunities that CTE and ROP have to offer. As Bertha mentioned, we need to open the eyes of our students to see what's out there, what's available, give them an opportunity to explore and try some of these careers to see if they would be interested in moving forward. When I first came on the board back in '97, the main emphasis was everyone's going to college. But we know that that's not always possible for one reason or another. But what we want to do is take a look at our students and give them those opportunities so that when they do leave our district, they're able to move forward in their lives, have a direction. And our programs, and I say our programs, Cone Joint, CTE, ROP, offer our students a wide choice of opportunities. And I think it's just incredible. I'm 100% for what we do. I'm 100% if we could add more programs, particularly to the middle schools, because I think that in the middle schools, we could attract the parents. And that could be a great starting place for a lot of our students to see the meaning of academics at an earlier age, to know what's important, that they need to get a C or better average so they could participate in areas that you identify here. And as I'll say we, because I'm part of CRIROP, as we identify and offer them. So I will continue and always support the continued venture between CTE here and our ROP program so that our students can get the utmost experience as they come through. Now, one of the things that I think is very important is we need to figure a way to reach out to the parents, because I think the parents need to be aware of the opportunities that their children have. Many parents don't. And for those who do, I mean, I've had so many parents come to me thanking us for what we've offered. And because now we have, I don't know if you ever gone to Vegas, you see all the solar towers. Well, one of the persons that helped put that solar towers together and design it was from Cone High School. And he got that welding certificate. And he also was picked up on an internship as a student when we did the math and science wing. And I mean, we sold his parents because every other of their siblings that came up participate either in CTE or ROP because they saw the value of that. So I think it's a wonderful program. I think that, you know, we as a district, we're very fortunate to have this association together. And, you know, the work that you do, your staff does that's back there is excellent. And we need to continue as a district, yes, promote our academics, but also show them that the academics that they learn, give them a reason to understand why we do algebra. Give them a reason why it's important to speak English and learn to write. Let's show them that those skills are going to benefit them. And these programs are some of the programs that can help do that. Yes, we're going to get some wonderful kids that will be able to do wonderful things, but all our kids are wonderful. And the opportunities that we provide, we need to be able to get that out there. So I just want to say that what I experienced the other day was excellent. You know, the participation was wonderful. But more than anything, the students, and I think all my colleagues who were there can attest, actually, they showed what they've learned. They were proud of what they did, and they were confident. And that's what these programs offer. And that's why we support these 100%. So I want us to continue to take a look at what can we do to increase these programs into our middle schools so that our students in the 7th and 8th grade, where parents are still watching over them, will learn, hey, look at what they can get into and support those ventures. And then hopefully we can go grow from there. Because whatever we have now is probably a great model for the state. And, you know, I just want to say thank you. I can't say enough of this. I'll talk forever, but I just want to say thank you for what you do, what your staff does, and what the teachers do to help support and the staff. And one last thing, I like the idea of taking a look at our transportation departments, our M&O departments, our computer programs, to see if we can get some shadowing internships for students within our own district, because that will promote in the next 5 to 10 years new employees that really will be attached and want to do well for Cone Joint Unified School District. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. Any other comments? Mr. Fuentes?
Thank you, Board President. Paul, I want to say thank you. Great presentation. I think a lot of my colleagues have already said a few of the things that I wanted to say, but just wanted the event that we had last week, the exposition, student exposition, I thought was phenomenal. I think it was one of the best ones I've seen for our district. From having fire to law enforcement to you name it, it was there. I think my colleagues have said students were very professional. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were saying. As I went, I probably visited maybe 6 or 7 of the booths, and every student knew what they were doing, from print shop to the culinary to the nursing to what's the other one, design that was there. They knew what they were doing, and I was very excited to hear that. To me, when I hear CTE, I jump, because that is just, for me, says the opportunities that are out there. I think Ms. Ibarra talked about opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities. We have 31 opportunities in our 4 different high schools. There's opportunities for our students, and I see them. The opportunity in our middle schools is a Paxton Patterson opportunity, and I've seen it. I've been there, and I think that's a great opportunity. I'd like to see something for our 5th and 6th graders that are going into the middle school, something that just kind of give them a taste of, hey, this is coming. This is an opportunity for you to do this in middle school. Once they're in middle school and they really get the taste of it, when they go into the high school, they're really going to say, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. This is a pathway I want to go. My daughter did the law enforcement one, the COPS pathway for Bloomington, all 4 years. She's in college right now and she's doing law enforcement and then kinesiology, I think, also. And she's excited. You know, Dad, I'm a former deputy sheriff too. So, you know, reserve there. But the opportunities are there for our students, and that's what I like to see. I'm part of the CRIROT board also, an alternate for the CRIROT board. I'm also the chair for the foundation. And when I see students grasp the opportunity to become someone, you know, we have students that are ready to go to college and they're ready to go to university. They know that plan. But the students that sometimes don't have an idea what they want to do, the opportunity for them to let them know, hey, there's this. These are other options. You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this. That's why I get excited, because there's opportunities for our students. I like to see some type of event like we had last week, the exposition, where we can just bring our middle schools out to and have the middle school kids walk around like we did. No adults except for their teachers or maybe a parent here and there that's invited. Come out and let the students share with them these opportunities, the career technical education that's out there. If we can get Rutho, we can get Joe Baca Middle, Terrace Hill Middle School, and get them to come out to an exposition like that, I think it's going to make a difference for a lot of these students too. And invite the parents to come out if they want to. This is an opportunity. Again, I'm about opportunities, giving the child's the choice of what they want to do. You know, it's either college and career, you know, because I want them to succeed. I don't want them to be living on the streets. You know, we'll be straight up like that. I want them to succeed. And the reason I say that, because a lot of the students that I've seen grow up in this district, I've been in this district 16 years, and I've seen like the friends that my daughters had from preschool all the way to graduation. I have one graduating this year. I've seen the ones in my first daughter. I've had them call me and say, Mr. Fuentes, thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a nurse, to be a law enforcement officer, to go into entrepreneurship, to go into business, robotics, mechanics. I'm a certified mechanic for Ford, the Ford dealer. I'm a certified mechanic for Dodge. And it's not anymore, it's not just mechanics, it's electric and hybrid and all this other stuff. There's engineering that has to be with that. So I get excited. I want to just share that with you, that what you're doing is great. Let's continue to do it. The team, Mr. Solman, you know, I don't know if many of you know that we also work with the Mayor Coalition for the city of Fontana. And when we go out there, Colton Joint Unified School District, we outstand. We come out more than the Fontana Unified. I'm being a brat here, but we stand out because we have our things together. Stuff is happening. And when our students go to the Mayor's Coalition, Educational Coalition in Fontana, we stand out. We stand out and we make a difference. I think even a couple years ago, when the state of the city for Fontana, one of our students from Colton High School was highlighted at that state of the city. So I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you to the team. Let's keep working hard. I have something here for you, another opportunity. So before you leave, let me give you this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. By the way, Mr. Fuentes, by the way, Fontana's really good too. I had to say that, Jason. Did you have something, Mr. Flores?
I do. I'll be brief though, if that's okay. Because I think we're all in agreement. This is an incredible program. Just the thought of students graduating, you know, with a CNA, certified welders out of Colton, that program's been strong. It's just, it's incredible. And it's a far cry from where we were, I think, even when I was in school, and just something you didn't imagine that we would have it as a senior. Two quick items though. Number one, I love the thought about our schools sort of specializing and having their unique programs. And as it was said by the student, but boy, if they didn't have this program, I'd transfer somewhere that was. Imagine creating an environment within our district with all of our secondaries, our high schools, where they did have their specialties. And we may see students say, you know what, I'm in the Colton High School boundary, but I really want to get into engineering. And can I go to Grand Terrace High School and focus on that pathway? We do, and we have supported traditionally those intra-district transfers. Justifications obviously required. This, to me, would be one of the best justifications to encourage some of those intra-district transfers, so those already within the district, because they're pursuing those pathways. So not every school has to have the same thing. I mean, this is just what we do when you go to college. You apply to one school because it specializes in engineering or specializes in medicine. Our high schools can have that same culture. And so I think it's something that we need to consider as we look at this down the road and be very favorable and maybe prioritize and allow parents and students to know, wow, I don't live within that school boundary, so do I not get to do the business enterprise program at Bloomington High School? Well, hold on a second. Let's talk about that, because you might be able to. I would love to see us get to that point where now our district becomes not only a district of choice, but we keep the kids here that are within our district, but we also get them excited about maybe going to those schools where they have those pathways. The other component of that is, of course, the adult education piece. And we started talking about that, I think, last time, where we really need to grow and continue this effort to expand it to the adult school, where we offer those same programs and more. San Luis City Unified has a phenomenal program. I have a couple of residents in my transitional housing program that are studying to be CNA, LVN, all through the adult school at a fraction of the price that it would pay than if they had to go to one of those private schools that cost quite a bit of money. So imagine being able to provide that to our community. So those are the two thoughts that I had, that perhaps this week can go in that direction. And then again, Mr. Superintendent, I don't know if we need to bring something back at a later date about that policy, intra-district transfers, but I'm seeing that Dr. Peterson may. I'm seeing a nodding head, which is.
So we have the ability to do that now if a student wants to go to another school that has a program.
Got it. Typically we do ask about a justification. A lot of times it's transportation or others, but this to me seems like a pretty good reason why someone would want to go to one of the intra-district transfer. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Flores, and I believe Mrs. Harrell.
Thank you for saying that, Ms. Peterson, because we had students from Joe Baca who transferred over to Grand Terrace High School for the engineering program, and they wanted science fair. So that's why I remember we have been doing that. I wanted to show just some facts, because when I saw we were doing this presentation, I was really happy that we know about what CTE does, but a lot of the people who are either here or who listen to our presentations, they don't. That the latest facts, and I looked it up, that I showed for 2019 out of the Department of Education, is 28% of CTE concentrators earned their bachelor's degree. 11% has earned their associate's degree. And it showed also that 79% of CTE concentrators enroll in post-secondary education within 2 years of education, graduation. So I think these are things that we need, these are things we need to have out there, that this is a viable way to get to college. Also, we brought up the fact that parents need to know more. I know we're doing a lot more with social media, both with CTE is doing it and we're doing it here in Colton and highlighting CTE. Because I see a lot on social media where parents will say, well, high school is not like it used to be. Remember, we used to have wood shop and we had automotive and we had these, they don't do anything like that anymore. And I'm thinking, yeah, we do, but we're not getting it out there to the parents. And I think, the parents we need to do more so that the parents understand that, because I see that all the time and it's frustrating. And and I think part of that too is our counselor road shows that we do at the high schools. I go to each of them for our district, and I think it's important that when we do those, because last year when I did it, some of the counselors had never been in some of those classrooms, and they were very surprised to see what the kids were doing in those classrooms. They really liked the law enforcement one because they all wanted to get their fingerprints done, and the kids were doing their fingerprint. But they were really surprised at what the kids are actually learning in there. So, getting the counselors in those classrooms is really, really important. And I know sometimes they all can't make it onto the roadshow, but it's really important for them because they're the ones who are putting those kids in the classes. And if they don't know what we're offering in those classes, we're not going to get the kids placed in there. So I think it's really, really important that they know what we're doing. The last thing, CTEP 2023 was amazing. My only thing I would say is that I think next year we need a bigger room,
Yeah.
because I mean, it was packed in there, and I agree with my colleagues. Talking to those students, it was amazing to listen to them, to listen to their, not just the presentation, but the confidence they had in speaking and the excitement they had to talk about what they were doing in the classroom and explaining what they were doing. Phenomenal. So I look forward to the one next year. So thank you, Paul. Thank you to Paul, and thank you to your coworkers that work with you, Mr. Soldman and everyone else. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrell. I want to share just a little bit. And some of you know this, but I personally, in our family, have had someone who has been enriched by the program here in Colton. Even though it wasn't through a pathway program, it was something that was offered to him when he was in high school here as a junior, through Kaiser. Kaiser was wonderful. Took a summer program, internship, paid, loved it. Next year they asked, would you like to be part of it? That has worked him into a full-time job while he was going to college and getting a degree. He came last week. I couldn't go to CTEP last week. My husband's back in the hospital. But he went, and he was so proud because he said, Grandma, there were kids in there that went through our summer program last year that he's working on. And there were kids from another program that he's aware of that they were introduced through because of Colton Joint Unified School District. There's a lot of careers out there. And for him to come home and make sure that I heard how wonderful this CTEP was, and to see the kids that went through his program last summer, just, I mean, it just is growing and growing and growing with the passion of all those kids, because we've taken the time, you've taken the time, and given these kids these opportunities that a lot of kids would never have. So I am just so grateful for what he's had here. Thank you, Dr. Peterson, for writing that letter, because I've seen in our family what a difference it's made. And I know it will continue, and I don't think Noah's passion is done yet. I think he's going farther. He's got his degree in biology, and we'll move on. But thanks to Colton, that all happened. So I really appreciate, my family appreciates that too. Thank you so much, Paul. This is great.
Thank you. And just a point of personal privilege, you know, this has been a year for me, so it's been a wild ride, and I really appreciated everything that's been going on, the team that's behind me, but also Dr. Peterson, Dr. Mooney. I can't give them enough credit for just mentoring me through the process. And just to hit a couple points with the courses and the course design and all that, we know we need to get those done well, because we have a lot coming into high school. You know, ethnic studies is coming in as a requirement. They're talking about computer science. And so we need to keep the pathways as focused as possible, so that we give these opportunities to the students, right? So that's definitely there. I hear you loud and clear about getting out to the parents, and we're on it, right? We need to market better. We do have a lookbook for Bloomington High School that we started last year that I hope gives some helpful competition for the other sites to get their own lookbooks going, so that we can get those out to the community as well. And I just really do appreciate the opportunity to come and speak about this program. It is great. The teachers in the programs, the students in the programs are doing amazing things. And what Mr. Ibarra said about it being, you know, second to none. I mean, we could be state recognized. I mean, we do have these. I mean, we have Project Lead the Way School that's distinguished. We have the HEAL pathway that's silver certified. You know, that's a big deal with Link Learning, right? Getting certification is enough, but silver certification is amazing. And then having, you know, Virtual Enterprise do what it does, and you can see that we had 2 students who used that Virtual Enterprise experience to go get placement and internships at Loma Linda this summer, and they wrote amazing things that I could talk for hours about it, but just the experience in that class, the confidence it gave them to go in and apply for that internship and then to gain it. just super cool stuff. And yeah, I could highlight it all day long, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do so. Hopefully in the future you'll hear about Avid as well from me, because I can't end anything without mentioning Avid too. But we're putting them all together, we're seeing it, and it's just exciting to see these things happening in our school district. So thank you.
Thank you very much. You did an awesome job.
Appreciate it. I'll remember.
We'll now go to our action session. We have items 7.1 through 7.33. Is there anyone who'd like an item to be considered separately?
I just want to make one comment, just to recognize 7.2, which is a designation of November as the Honorary Veterans Month.
That's it. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. My veteran, thanks you. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve items 7.1 through 7.33 with the exception of action item 7.18, which is withdrawn at the adoption of the agenda? Have a motion, please? A second? Okay. I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes and second by Board Member Haro to approve action items 7.1 through 7.33 with the exception of action item 7.18, which was withdrawn at the adoption of the agenda. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Any abstentions? So on a motion by Board Member Fuentes and a second by Board Member Haro, carried on a 6-0 vote, the board approved action items 7.1 through 7.33 with the exception of action item 7.18, which was withdrawn at the adoption of the agenda. Thank you. Administrative reports. Are there any questions or comments from board members on items 8.1 through 8.4? Okay, 8.5, we don't have a facilities update. We have one last time. Item 8.6, ACE update. President Prachi. Anyone here for her? Oh, there you are. I didn't see you back there. Item 8.7, CSEA. No. MAC, no MAC update. ROP will be presenting tonight. Which one of you is going to speak?
I'll start.
Mr. Barra, thank you.
Okay, we did have a ROP meeting last week, and as it's very, very typical, ROP is always on the move, doing a lot of wonderful things for our students. One of the highlights is that at Bloomington High School, their criminal justice class, they just received a new forensic mannequin. And the reason why I bring that up is the fact that as we take a look at what ROP has to offer our district, everything is state of the art. State of the art for our students to learn firsthand how to do whatever career that they have. It's incredible what we've been able to put together, and it's incredible what these students have as tools to learn the trade that they may choose to go for once they get out of high school. Another example is at Grand Terrace High School Emergency Medical Response and Clinical Medical Assistance Center Pathways participated in a Kaiser Health profession education program, which basically means is that we're on the map with Kaiser. We have students who are actually given opportunities and are being taken a look at through our medical programs at Grand Terrace High School that allows them to be visible at major hospital like Kaiser, which is, we talk about getting that foot in the door. Well, as students get to be known in places as that, once they're prepared to actually apply for jobs in the years to come, they will have a very, very good chance to be the ones that get selected because of their association with our district, with Cone Reynolds Yucaipa ROP, with the program itself. And it's giving our programs as a whole, those that we've been talking about, a very, very solid reputation with many, many employers. You know, what we were able to do with that CTE fair last week, and what's coming up next week with our Dr. Miranda's community cabinet, where we get employers coming in and we're able to showcase some of this. All this is coming hand to hand. We're putting this together, and it's with the efforts of these wonderful teachers, program managers, all these individuals who are pushing so that we can get these programs at the highest level. And one of the things that I know that we didn't mention earlier is some of our classes are articulated. So as an offering to our parents, imagine if you could say you can get college credit as well. So, I mean, as a parent, yes, let's get my student in there, my child in there. So, and then we talk a little bit about Silver Mountain, the Child Development Center, which is starting to grow. I love that we're starting to incorporate ROP into our Silver Mountain, because that will give our students there also opportunities to learn new careers and trades. And by doing that, it will encourage them to continue to complete their education. And that's what we're about, education. That's why we're in this field. So I can't say enough about what CRIAP has done. And I'm such a strong supporter of them, as are my colleagues. And I'm just glad that we have it available here for our students at Cone Joint Unified School District. So at this point, I'd like to hand it off to Pat, because Pat may have some things to add.
I just have two other things I just wanted to talk about. The ABCs of CTE, it's a program that was developed by our Ed Services Department for our CRIROP educators. And it was done so well that they taught it for 175 California educators, a webinar. So I think that says a lot about the programs that we have in CRIROP and the people we have working there, that they are teaching other CTE teachers around the state. So we have the tops. And the last thing I want to just bring up, because it's really exciting for CRIROP, but it's also exciting for Colton. We had a gentleman, Mr. Toyama from Exemplar Graphics, who was retiring and closing down his business. And he looked for someone, a business, to take his all the equipment that he had. And he was directed to CRIROP. $60,000 worth of top of the line equipment was donated, and it was donated to our CHS graphic design, Mr. Weirs, and the GTHS graphic design class. So we are truly, truly blessed by Mr. Toyama's donation to CRIROP, and really blessed because it came to Colton. So I wanted to share that because that's really exciting. I think that's it.
Let me just add, in speaking with Mr. Toyama, he also offered to teach our students how to operate the machinery. So, you know, we're blessed all the way around. And I just thanked him, and we thanked him, because he chose Cone Joint Unified School District, and which was great. So thank you, Joanne.
Thank you. That's quite a blessing. Wow. Our kids will benefit some more. That's wonderful. Okay, we'll move on to our superintendent's communique. Dr. Miranda?
Yes, thank you, Board President, Joanna Ojeda, board members, executive cabinet, and members that are out there here present and online. I wanted to start off my communique again, continue to invite, and I'm thrilled this evening again to extend an invitation to everyone to our first community cabinet for this school year. Again, the date is October 25th at Joe Baca Middle School. Please join us for a great morning. We're going to delve into the CJUSD and how it continues to prioritize our students by implementing equitable practices across the district. We're also going to be having some very engaging student-led activities, opportunities for professional networking, and we're going to have a insightful presentation, because I've seen it, on the new ethnic studies requirement. So I really encourage all of you to attend. Bring a friend, come and connect with our local community. Your presence is invaluable. Next slide, please. So this is a great recognition. This is a heartfelt congratulations are in order for Colton High School and their dedicated counseling staff. They are set to receive a well-deserved recognition from San Bernardino County Schools. Colton High School will be honored on November 16th for being one of the highest performing schools in the county when it comes to the FAFSA, free application for federal student aid, and CADA, which is the California Dream Act application. And that's recognition, and the recognition and ceremony will take place at the Dorothy Ingram Learning Center, and we eagerly anticipate celebrating the remarkable achievement. Colton High School, your dedication and accomplishments are commendable. Keep up the fantastic work. And the last slide that I have is our kindness bus and Unity Day. As we observe National Bullying Prevention Month in October, our school sites have been actively engaged in various bullying prevention lessons, activities, and events throughout the month. This year, Unity Day was celebrated with enthusiasm on Wednesday, fostering unity and kindness throughout our district. Once again, in collaboration with our transportation department, the Colton Joint Unified School District Kindness Bus, beautifully decorated by our Bloomington High School students, traversed the district, spreading messages of kindness, inclusion, and acceptance. The district-wide event was a tremendous success, and both students and staff thoroughly enjoyed it, especially our IT director, Jamal Boyce. It was amazing. That's correct. We extend our sincere gratitude to everyone who participated and made this event a memorable one. Your support is greatly appreciated. So thank you again all to our community for your commitment to our students and our CJUSD community, everyone. So with that, that's my communique this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Miranda. Moving on to item 10.1, board member comments. Mrs. Haro.
Yes, I just want to reiterate what Dr. Miranda said about our kindness bus yesterday. I know Board Member Fuentes and I were on the bus going to Grant, Cooley, Ritchie Canyon, Grand Terrace Elementary, and ending at Sycamore Hills, and giving out bubbles to all the kids this year. Every year it's something different, and this year it was bubbles. And just watching the kids when we were arriving on the bus, the excitement, the sirens from the police escort that we had, and they're out there with their kindness signs, and it was just an amazing sight to see, and talking to them about kindness. It was a great event, and I look forward to that every year, and it's just I'm glad that we do that with our kindness bus. And that was all I had. I just wanted to read my quote for this evening. My quote for this evening is the definition of a difference maker: a dedicated person who can make a big impact, even with just a small action or a few words. Someone who improves the lives of others. One who rallies or encourages others to propel themselves forward and bring about change. Everyone who works here in CJUSD is a difference maker. And we are truly blessed to have each and every one of you working here. Thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrell. Board Member Bertha Flores.
Okay, it's working. Yes, I just want to express gratitude to everyone. I'm very grateful and I'm very honored and humbled to sit up here and listen to everything that's going on, to visit schools and see what's going on. There's lots of good things going on. At our high schools, we have our AVID, we have our CTE, we have our Bloomington High School, San Bernardino Valley College program. We have our music program. At the elementary level, we have our literacy task force, which I had the pleasure of visiting. I popped into their meeting yesterday and, and by the way, we got our shirts. So thank you. Thank you for the shirts. I did sit in a little bit on the meeting where we had all of our professional literacy teachers that work with kids every day and are strong and passionate and have a clear vision of where we need to go. It was just very exciting to sit and listen to them. Our dual immersion program, I mean, we have so many things that we are very proud of. I thank testing. Okay. I'm almost done. I thank the teachers for your hard work, for the classified staff, who is also our backbone, and our maintenance workers. Thank you, thank you. And I also want to thank, I know it was Bosses Day, and I know it was Administrators Week. Thank you, principals, for your hard work, for doing what you do day in and day out. Thank you. Thank you to the directors sitting here tonight. Thank you to our cabinet with Dr. Peterson. Thank you, Dr. Ortiz, Dr. Dade, Mr. Frum, and Dr. Miranda. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Bertha. Board Member Fuentes.
Thank you, Board President. Just wanted to just highlight what Ms. Harrell said about kindness. Yesterday, we were on the kindness bus, escorted by the police and our safety department. It was so much fun. The kids, as we were unloading the bus, people walking off the bus. It was like movie stars coming out of the bus. I mean, they were going crazy. And when they saw Jamal, man, they started jumping and they started dancing with him. So it was exciting to be able to share kindness with them, to talk to them about being united in kindness, even if it was just for a few hours or for a day, but it stays with them. And it was great to see them all in their orange shirts, and as I was walking around, I was going group by group and we were yelling the word kindness. So I would count 1, 2, 3, kindness. And man, the kids were on it. So it was very exciting to be out there to see these kids, see all the students, and to see staff and everyone out there having a great time with the kids. And want to thank our safety department and Colton Police Department and Sheriff's Department for escorting us out there, making sure we were safe also as we were going through red lights in the bus. So they were out there stopping traffic. So we were special for a day, which was really cool. So I appreciate that. I thank you. I want to thank each and every one of our administrators also. I want to thank the assistant soups, Dr. Miranda. I know, like Bertha said, Bosses Day, Administrators Week, and for all you do. I know it's a hard job sometimes. It's a hard job, but you know something, we are thinking about you and we are keeping you in prayer. I do. We do keep you in prayer because it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. And I know sometimes there's difficult things that happen and we have to do difficult things sometimes. Even us as a board sometimes have to do difficult things. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I was telling the kids,
be kind to someone today and forever. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Board Member Dan Flores. No comments. Board Member Ibarra.
Thank you, Joanne. Once again, I want to go ahead and thank all those that were involved with the CTEP fair last week. Excellent job to one and all. I truly believe that it's as leaders that we need to identify and pat people on the back now and then. You know, and what I mean by that is to identify some of those who are individuals. There's a lot of hardworking individuals that work here in our district, but then there are some that do above and beyond. And we probably all do to some extent. But last board meeting, I asked to see if we could send a letters of appreciation to tutors. And I have not got any response back whether we did that or not. And it would be nice to see if we could follow up on that. Because I want to ask another request, is that I noticed that at Slover Mound's presentation, they also have tutors, after school tutors. And because they are so valuable for many of our students so that they can achieve and do better in their studies to be available, I'd like to also identify those individuals who are doing the after-school tutoring and give them a letter of appreciation from the school board so that they know that their efforts, their extra efforts after work hours are truly appreciated and recognized. So I would appreciate, Mr. Superintendent, if we can follow up on that. And if you can give us some information when it's actually completed.
Appreciate that, Mr. Ibarra. The message is ready to go. We have it ready. We'll send it to the board tomorrow. Or did that go out already? We haven't sent it out to staff, but.
No,
go ahead,
we
Katie.
got the names of the teachers from Mrs. Roman and we have drafted the letter. So the next thing is we're going to put it on letterhead and provide a copy to the board and then send it out to the teachers.
Yeah, we had to identify the folks because that took a while for us to get there. We didn't just want to send the letter out. We wanted to specify as directed by the board.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I had
that-
requested. I want to
Right.
specify the individuals.
So once we
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's what took a little bit is to identify, and so it's ready to go. So we'll get that out to the board so you can see the letter before it gets out.
And if we could, just for clarity purposes, if we can identify those at Slover Mound as well. And I believe they'd mentioned that, and they do after school hours tutoring, so that they are also recognized by this
Absolutely.
body.
We will take care of that.
Okay, thank you very much. And as we know, we're in educational change. So some of you may have heard this, and maybe all of you have had, we know that we're looking at ethnic studies as the next requirement for a high school diploma. But I just heard that now the bill was passed by the governor so that elementary schools are now going to be required to do cursive writing, which is something that's really interesting because I've been hearing for several years, how come we don't do cursive writing anymore? Well, now we're going to be able to say, hey, we're going to do it. So I don't know if, some of you have heard, but we need to start preparing for that as well. So, for me, it was the Palmer method of writing. But that's what I was taught. So I don't know what type of method comes out now. So I'll look at Tina. She probably knows. You'll figure
Well,
it out.
we're aware of it. We are aware of the bill that passed AB 466. In fact, it takes into effect June 1st, 2024. So we're already discussing that. I'll probably need to go back to what It's going to be first to sixth grade. There is no implementation set date yet by the state, so we're monitoring very closely. And I'm sure some of us will have to go back and take that course because our cursive is not that good. And so, and not to make a lot of it, but you should see my handwriting.
Well, you know, the doctor's right.
Yeah. So, but we're certainly aware of the bills that have passed, and especially that one there. So,
Okay, thank you. And one last thing, I just want to commend Cone High School. You know, getting all those FAFSA applications out. It's tremendous. It's great to be recognized for that. I mean, we have a history at Cone High for 100% avid students going to secondary college and applying for that. And when we have FAFSA and they're applying for those opportunities like that, that is tremendous. So I just want to applaud Mr. Abbott, who's sitting back there, his staff, his counseling staff, his teachers, and all those involved in helping our students get to that point. And I think that, and I'll mention it again and I'll leave it at that, a lot of the programs we offer lead our students to making those decisions. So that's how important everything we do and everything we offer. So just a congratulations to everybody that's here, because I think that's an important fact. And just want to say congratulations to Cone High. Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. I have only one comment, and that is we hear thank you a lot, and it sounds real trite, but I want you to know that I know everyone on this board, when they say thank you, truly means it, because we know how hard people are working each and every day. You know, some people think it's so easy to be a teacher, to do your job, and they couldn't be farther from that. I mean, that they don't have a clue what we really do every day, each and every day at the school, no matter what your position. You're serving kids and you're working with children, and that isn't always so easy. But with the love that I see in people when they're working with the children in this district, it makes me proud to be part of Colton. And I do thank you from the bottom of my heart, because like I've shared many times before, I have family who've gone to the school district, and the people that have made such an impact in their life, I'm very grateful to. And they happen to have met those people, but they're all over the entire district, because this is a special place. And I thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And I appreciate so much. And I know we all do. So happy Bosses Day to those of you who are bosses. Happy former boss day to my former boss. And with that, we will be going into closed session. Thank you.